The following is a presentation of the ACC Network, an exclusive production of Raycom Sports.
Let's go, Tigers! A gorgeous Saturday afternoon here in Clemson, South Carolina, but all these folks want to do is come inside. Makes them happy to see the Tigers take on Ben Lammers and the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. Gabe DeVoe and the homestanding Tigers ready to have at it today. ACC basketball comes your way live from Littlejohn Coliseum. Georgia Tech against Clemson. Hi, everybody. Bob Rathman, Mike Jaminski. Great to have you with us for ACC basketball today. Still a lot to play for these Clemson Tigers, out to break a 3-game losing streak, but that double bye still out there for them in the tournament.
No, that's a huge thing despite the 3-game losing streak. Because Senior Day, they want to get out with a win and maybe get a leg up on that 4th spot.
And maybe get Shelton Mitchell back today.
Well, and that certainly would help out one guy in particular, who is Marquise Reed. He's been very consistent, spectacular against Virginia Tech. 28 points, 8 3-point field goals in that game will go along with 10 rebounds. And then for Georgia Tech, Josh Okogie has been very consistent. The last time these two played, he lit them up for 26 points. Should be a great matchup.
Which brings us to our Carolina 4 keys to the game.
Well, you look at it, Georgia Tech wants to build a wall, basically cover out in the 3-point shooters, but not allow drives to the basket. And for Clemson, they've got to find some offense. They've been in the 50s the last 2 games. They've got to get going again.
Beautiful day here in Clemson. The Tigers and the Jackets in a rematch. Clemson won the first game in Atlanta on a late second layup by Marquise Reed. The second game of the series is coming your way next on ACC basketball.
ACC basketball is being brought to you by Geico, saving people money for over 75 years. By Gatorade, win from within. By your Carolina Ford dealers. And by Bojangles, it's bow time.
Hey, you guys need to get inside. We're about ready to tip things off here. I know it's a great day to work on your golf game, but come on in. A win today for Clemson will be their 10th in the conference, and that's something to stand on your head for. Let's take a look at our starting lineups. Brought to you by Food Line today. Georgia Tech goes with Cole Wright, Lammers up front, Okogie, Jackson in the backcourt. Clemson will start their 2 seniors that can play. Of course, Dante Grantham is out, but out there today, Gabe DeVoe and Mark Donnell starting their senior day game. They do have one more home game, that was against Florida State, but that's coming up at 9 o'clock Wednesday, so they opted for the senior day to be today. Well, Mike Jaminski, this Clemson club is potentially getting some good news from Blacksburg. If the Hokies go down against Louisville, they've got a chance to gain a game on Virginia Tech.
Yeah, and like I said, with the tiebreakers, if they do wind up tied, Virginia Tech does hold that, but it would also be quite an accomplishment. We'll talk about it as the game goes on. If Clemson does get the win, it'll be their 10th in conference. 3rd time Brad Brownell has done that.
And 6 times in the history of the school. Georgia Tech basketball as we get things started. The Jackets are trying to stop a 6-game losing streak here this afternoon. Nice backdoor cut. Now from the wing, Wright fires. Tapped out, and the Jackets get a second chance.
That's one of the things that Brad Brownell concerned about is Georgia Tech on the offensive glass, one of the better offensive rebounding teams in the league.
Okogie puts it up and in. A nice, powerful move by Josh Okogie, and he draws an early foul.
We touched on him in the open, Bob, and one of the things, he's had double-figure free throw attempts 6 times this year. Really a strong guard, likes to get inside, work in the lane, and use his body.
Coming off a 7-point effort in Charlottesville on Wednesday night, the Cavaliers, the only team in the league, has really been able to hold him in check.
Yeah, only under double figures twice all year, and you know a guy like that is going to pitch back-to-back games. He's, he'll be fired up. He'll be hungry to score today.
So the Jackets draw first blood. Now, from the wing, Gabe DeVoe ties the game.
Well, you want to talk about a huge confidence boost. A guy who has really been struggling from 3 to knock down his first shot. Body language changed immediately.
Right off the Lammers screen. Ben diving to the hole. Now a travel against Jackson.
Here's the look. Nice swing of the basketball from side to side. You get the screen right there and frees him up. A great shot in rhythm.
Brad Brownell, the Clemson head coach, a semifinalist, 1 of 10 for Naismith Coach of the Year this year, and why not? What an incredible run they've had this season.
Well, imagine with Dante Grantham on, on this team, and this was a top 20 team with him, if not better.
Nice baseline pop shot. Montanel has his first field goal. Enjoying another senior day here today.
Donnell got off to a very quick start against Duke. Had 10 first-half points, and Brad Brownell just didn't like the matchups in the second half. But he got off to a very quick start in that game.
Lammers pushed off the block. Now works his way inside. Left hand, no. And we've got a hell ball on the rebound. Or is it? Nope. Yes, it is. The arrow will give the ball to Clemson.
Well, you got Sims on the start. No double team help coming. Forces him to go with his offhand, though. And Lammers is he's battled through so many injuries this year. Finally starting to feel healthy.
That ankle was 100% opening night against UCLA in China. There's a nice move on the inside as the Tigers get 2 from Sims. But Lammers came back home the next game against Bethune-Cookman, sprained the ankle, and Mike, it's been bothering him all year, and still he admits at 80% coming into this game.
Yeah, Josh Pastner said he went 2 months basically without even practicing. He would show up for games. I mean, he'd be around the practice and everything, but wouldn't do a thing on the court.
Clemson has started hot. They've hit their first 3. Skara plays to the corner. This is Sims firing. And the first miss. And a battle for the rebound. DeVoe blocked and a foul.
All right, how about Gabe DeVoe? What that made shot has done for him, energized him, out battling 3 Yellow Jackets inside for that offensive rebound.
Isn't it crazy, Mike? All the years that you played, you get a guy in a slump like DeVoe, 4 for 19 overall, 1 of 14 on his threes the last couple of games. Hit that first one, and it's a new day, folks.
Yeah, and all of that becomes a distant memory, and especially the first one. He had a very big 3 against Duke, and it was late in the game, but it was his only one of the game.
Brandon Alston coming in for Todrick Jackson.
Well, and we should point out, too, that sometimes teams bring out the best of you, and he had a great game against Georgia Tech first go-around, basically kept them in the game in the first half.
He had 25 against the Jackets at McCamish. A 9-0 run here after Georgia Tech got the opening 3-point play from Okogie.
And they'll run a lot of the offense through Lammers right at the corners of the lane up top.
Right. Loose ball, scorched toward the corner, and finally a whistle. And the arrow gives it to Georgia Tech. There's Josh Pastner, the head coach of the Jackets, trying to manage the minutes today for these Jackets. He'll play 7, maybe 8 guys, but with Alvarado, Hayward gone, it's been a tough go.
Okogie can go all day long. Jackson is the one that they need to keep an eye on as far as his rotation and the minutes are concerned.
Lammers will shoot it inside the ring. Leave it short. DeVoe carries it ahead for the Tigers. Gabe looking to get in, and he's blocked and fouled by Jackson, and Todrick picks up his first.
Yeah, that's the thing. Even though he's going right, he knew he had the whole right side of the floor cleared out, and Jackson in full retreat. So a good idea to kind of press it off the dribble, pick up, get him in some early foul trouble. This team, Georgia Tech, not as good when Okogie has to handle the ball at the point.
It really has hurt his offensive game, trying to carry the load as the primary ball handler. Reed back out front. Skara. Reed, deep 3. Lammers the rebound.
Trying to test and see if that Virginia Tech magic had carried over.
Okogie off the window. Josh has got 5, all 5 for the Jackets in a 9-5 game. Reed. And a whistle in the rebound action. We have a timeout. Senior day. Manager Adam Jensen being honored for his hard work. Mark Donnell, Gabe DeVoe, Dante Grantham all honored in a pregame ceremony. Welcome back. Our Honda dealers of the Carolinas AP Top 25. Virginia still number 1. And the Cavaliers are joined from the ACC with Duke, Carolina, Clemson, and Florida State. We'll be updating the scores and the standings throughout this day today. And some news out of Virginia Tech as the Hokies fall to Louisville 75-68. And what an enormous win for the Cardinals.
Yeah, they have really been struggling up to that point, Bob, and that draws both of them even at 9 and 7. So that middle becoming tighter and tighter.
Next telecast Thursday, you'll see either NC State at Georgia Tech or Virginia at Louisville. Out of the timeout, DeVoe puts up a little runner, and that's blocked by Evan Cole. And in for Clemson is Shelton Mitchell. Whereas number 4, the point guard of the Tigers, out with a concussion, back today.
Well, and that's a key man to come back. And Brad Brownell said they're going to keep an eye on him early to see how he is out on the floor. Practiced yesterday, but he's the floor general out there. And the biggest thing is he frees up Reed and DeVoe to be the scorers that they are.
A 9-5 Clemson game, and you see Dante Grantham in uniform. And just a shame that torn right ACL back in late January cost him the rest of his Clemson career.
Well, how about the seniors that have gone down, and Bonzie Colson up at Notre Dame? You just hate that.
I know.
Any injury, you don't feel good about. But guys in their senior year really playing well, team is playing well, and they go down.
And there is Mitchell, the redshirt junior, back at the helm, and I'm sure that calms the fears of a lot of Clemson fans. In the ball game, Elijah Thomas turns, hooks, and hits on Big Ben. Nice move, Elijah Thomas.
Yeah, again, a lot of time to dribble, no double team, and he has really improved his offensive game from last year. In Bob's last 2, 11.5 points, 12.5 rebounds.
Alston off the bounce. Clemson boards. Mitchell brings it ahead. 11-5 Tigers. Reed. DeVoe. That's a 3.
See, and now he's gotten to the point where he's not even thinking. And you go from a slump where you were hoping it's going in to now you're just playing basketball.
You can't play and think at the same time.
Don't think you'll only hurt the ball club, right? Here's Thomas inside working against the defensive player of the year last year in Ben Lammers. And then watch this. He's got a guy in his face. Doesn't even see him. Just sees the ball going through the basket.
All of a sudden, that hoop looks as big as an ocean. 14-5 Clemson. Gabe DeVoe, the senior from Shelby. And I do believe, Mike, that half of Shelby is here today at Littlejohn to honor him on Senior Day. Well, the one guy that we did talk about a moment ago, and it bears repeating, Dante Grantham. And look at the numbers. Just outstanding. In 19 starts, 14 points a game, but all that veteran knowledge and experience.
Yeah, and also the ability at the 4 position to bring the ball out of the backcourt. Such a versatile player.
Georgia Tech after the timeout, looking for some offense. Okogie has scored all 5. Can they get Lammers going? Draws Thomas in the post, turns, misses. Oh, look at Okogie skying to tip that one. Now it's Jackson. Okogie, another rebound.
That's right, especially in those long shots. I didn't like the shot by Jackson, but the perimeter guys for Clemson have to hang in there for long rebounds.
Jackson protects it, got it up there, tip no. And the rebound to Mitchell. Ahead of the pack, DeVoe takes it up.
That was really good defensive transition by Georgia Tech. And DeVoe probably just, thinking he's in that zone, decided to take it on. Might have been better for to pull it back. Inside for the slam by Moses Wright. His first basket of the game. Had 6 at Virginia on Wednesday night. Fouled out, but played 35 minutes. 14-7. You go for the steal in that situation, and it's an all or nothing play, and you see it results in a dunk.
A heat check 3. The flame is still lit.
And once that, especially after a slump, after that pilot light gets lit, it is really hard to extinguish.
And we've got a whistle and a foul against Georgia Tech. And this is going to go on Lammers, his second. Alston in, Cole out for the men of Josh Pastner in a 17-7 game.
Yeah, Gay comes in, so they get a little bit smaller.
This is about the time where your veteran point guard will say, okay, Gabe, where you want the screen?
Yeah.
From the corner, Scarra. Tigers had it for an instant, but Thomas stumbled a bit, and the Jackets take it away. Okogie works off the screen. Draws the big on him. Now a cross-court pass. Jackson up top, trying to feed the post, but Clemson doing a great job keeping the ball out of there. They can't stop the long 3 from Okogie.
Well, he bails him out. I mean, there was no movement on that play at all. A lot of players standing around. The ball wasn't moving, and he had to come up big.
Mitchell. Reed. Look at the hustle to get it back. Timeout, Clemson. Look for all the world that was a turnover and a potential break for the Jackets, but Reed gets it back and calls timeout. 17-10 Clemson.
You've been in a slump, and Gabe Zoe, this was the shot that got him going. The first of 3 threes so far in the game, 11 points for him. And Bob, you knew it was in there. He had a stretch where he made 22 threes in 4 games. Now his last 2, he was 2 of 14, but there you see the shooting up to this point.
I guess Gabe is doing his Matt Farrell imitation.
True.
Last week at BC, in his first 9 for the Irish.
Yeah, there have been some offensive displays. Jerome Robinson, Justin Robinson this year.
Shot clock at 2. 1 layup rolls in. Sheldon Mitchell, welcome back.
See, that's the type of thing that you need. That point guard, the awareness of the shot clock and the ability to finish in the lane.
Gay chased out of the post. Jackets really struggling to find somebody besides Okogie to get a basket. But this guy has been unbelievable against Clemson. Now it's Jackson. And he gets the 3.
Yeah, big shot for him. And the thing is, though, Bob, Georgia Tech has gotten very few easy baskets. Nothing in a run out or turnovers or any of that. They've had to work in the half court.
The Clemson lead stands at 6. DeVoe comes off the screen, hits the brakes. Mitchell, Reed in the corner.
Reed scoreless to this point, only 2 shots attempted.
Mitchell gets it inside. Thomas right in front of the rim. Knocked away.
I don't know how he made that pass in the first place, because he had DeVoe teed up. All of a sudden he was covered, and in midair was able to wrap it around. Thomas has got to catch that and finish.
And a foul.
I think it's on Okogie. No.
This is going to go, I believe, on Jackson.
Yep.
And that's his second.
So foul issues starting to mount for Georgia Tech. They got Lammers already.
Post up for Thomas. Nice under control move.
Yeah, and he's, maybe later in the game, but he's not going to see too many double teams early just because of Clemson's ability to shoot the three.
And we've got a push on Thomas at the other end.
Here's the look, and I like where he catches the ball a little bit up high, Bob, and he doesn't get buried behind the backboard. He can use that backboard to his advantage.
Lammers with the 2 fouls comes back in for Georgia Tech. 25 on the shot clock because Okogie plays it into Jackson.
Well, Josh Pastner going to trust that his 2 seniors can play with those 2 fouls in this situation.
Brandon Alston. Jackson on the handoff. Lammers the screen and roll. Okogie on the wing. Shot clock at 2. 1. Jackson's got to go and hits the 3. Second for Topper Jackson.
Yeah, he's all of a sudden now starting to come alive and answering DeVoe down the other end. That's the second shot that he's hit at or near the end of the 30-second clock.
21-16. Thomas from the elbow.
I think Lammers would be just fine with him shooting that jump shot, mostly because it doesn't put any pressure on him to defend and pick up that 3rd foul.
Jackets have cut it to 5. Lammers gets a look. And the whistle for the violation. Let's take a look at our Toyota Tractor Player of the Week, none other than the ultra-hot Grayson Allen. Averaged 22 points and 5 dimes in the wins over Virginia Tech and Clemson last week. 25 in that Hokie game and hit 7 threes.
Well, he's been a different and more energized player since Marvin Bagley has not been in the lineup. However, getting word that Bagley will play this evening.
And that's against Syracuse a little later this afternoon. 21-16. Jackson works it up on Clyde Trapp, who's just come in for Clemson. First half from Littlejohn. And a whistle inside. And a foul is going to go against the Tiger, Scott Spencer.
And that was brought about, and Josh Pastner emphasized this in practice yesterday, really cutting hard through the rim, and because Moses Wright did that, he picks up the foul.
Jackson. Loose ball to the Jackets. Georgia Tech, Mike, has gotten their fair share of offensive rebounds today. That's 4. Lammers spins. A little side saddle shot.
A walk.
And a trap. 4 Yellow Jacket turnovers. .8:27 remaining in our first half. Freshman Clyde Trapp brings it up.
You talked about the 4 offensive rebounds, but they're not converting on them, Bob. Only 3 second chance points. Got to have a better conversion rate than that.
Flicked away by Okogie. He's gone and jams it. Now they're going to take the basket away because the foul came out front.
Anytime you throw the ball back out like this, it's just kind of a careless pass toward half court. Okogie's just too quick.
Scarra getting the foul. Jackets will play it in.
Both these teams sitting at 5 team fouls, so a couple away from getting to the line.
Okogie rocks, shoots it, hits it. Josh Okogie with his second 3 and 11 points. And the Jackets are within 2.
The wake-up call came a little late for the Yellow Jackets, but after a very slow start, they're on a 9-2 run right now. And that was very good defense by Scarra.
He penetrates, kicks it back to Reed. Good ball movement here. Trap on the drive. Inside Scara. Now outside. They go to Reed at the 3 on the shot clock, and he hits the corner 3. There's his first pass.
His first points, and now I almost thought Scara put him in a bad position. He had an easier shot and passed out of it.
Brings it to a timeout at 7:13 here in the first half. Sophomore Josh Okogie lighting up the Tigers once again. Watching the ACC Network, an exclusive production of Raycom Sports, our 36th year of broadcasting ACC games. And today's contest is being broadcast on AFM, the American Forces Network, and we welcome the nearly 1 million men and women of the U.S. Army, Air Force, Navy, Coast Guard, and Marines stationed around the globe in 175 countries and out on the high seas. So proud to have you with us. Hope you're enjoying our broadcast and the Armed Forces being recognized and saluted here today at Littlejohn. Our lending tree fast analysis. You have Josh Okogie, perfect 4 for 4 with 11 points. Everybody else 3 for 14, and that includes Ben Lammers, who Mike is 0 for 4 with 2 fouls and 2 turnovers.
Well, and it's nothing makes the coach more upset than the turnover on the inbound pass after a timeout. They couldn't execute.
And now couldn't hit the open corner 3. It remains a 5-point game. Under 7 here in the first half. Okogie now draws DeVoe defensively.
You got Mitchell on Cole, and a size advantage there. Maybe they try to work Cole into the post somehow.
Poked away by DeVoe. Shot clock's at 6. Okogie banks it in. 5 for 5 and 13 points.
Plays with so much energy, and you really got to give him a little bit of space because he's so good at getting to the rim, but today hitting his jump shots as well.
Mitchell. Shot clock again becoming a factor. At 3, this one bumped off the rim by Reed. Cole controls and gives to Jackson. Evan Cole, the freshman giving. Jackson tried to finesse it up and in, and does.
Yeah, somehow you've got to make him go to his right hand. When he goes to his left, he is a much better finisher, and working really well with Lammers on that right corner.
Clemson goes to DeVoe along with this one. The Tigers led by 10 in the first 7 minutes of the game. But now Georgia Tech has come all the way back and a chance to take the lead on this one. Lammers. Okogie crosses to Jackson. Lammers well off the block. Now works his way into the paint, dives to the hole, leaves it short. Okogie the rebound. He is everywhere. Cole for 3. It's good.
Yeah, and that was that was Gabe DeVoe, who did not put a body on Okogie. Let him have a free run right to the rim.
Georgia Tech with its first lead, 26-24 on Evan Cole's 3-pointer.
Okogie leading rebounder and scorer right now for the Yellow Jackets.
Nice spin move, and the lane is good.
Boy, Donald, more of a perimeter player, but showing a very nice low box game that time. Good clear out.
He's got 4, tied at 26. And you see what Georgia Tech has done lately, hitting 8 out of 10. And Okogie has been unstoppable, and not just his scoring. Bright misses. Reed carried that one out of bounds, and I think Cole's going to get whistled for the foul.
Well, here's Josh Okogie was the guy really who kept him in this game, like Gabe DeVoe got Clemson off to a good start. But just being able to score at so many different levels has gotten to be a little bit more of a better three-point shooter, but works most efficiently in the lane area.
26 all. Mitchell waits for the screen. One hands it. Donald laying it up and in. Went for the dunk, and it found its way to the bottom of the sack. He's got 6.
Well, that's what happens with those screeners. You got to pay a little attention to them, but the perimeter is so good.
And a whistle stops play at 3:38 of the first half. Clemson 28, Georgia Tech 26. Coming up on the Hardee's Halftime Report, we'll preview an exciting new show from Raycom Sports, the Heroes of the Dorm Atlantic Coast region. All that, plus highlights, stats on the Hardee's Halftime Report. A nice comeback here on the road by Georgia Tech, a team that hasn't won since January the 31st against Syracuse, and they've lost 10 of 11 overall. But Josh Okogie kind of held this game together for the Jackets early, and they have used that cue to play a fine first half.
And we'll see what happens, Bob, because Brad Brownell has gone much deeper in his bench. He's played 9 players so far. Georgia Tech only 7. Okogie is the guy you don't have to worry about, as I touched on earlier. It's Lammers at this point and his stamina. Tydrick Jackson to a degree.
Okogie bidding for his 15th point, and that gives him 41 against the Jackets in a game and a half.
And then it was, when Jose Alvarado, we haven't talked about him yet, went down. That was a big hit for Georgia Tech to absorb. He's having a very good freshman year, playing virtually 40 minutes every night.
And the foul charged to Okogie, and that is his first. It has been such a truncated year with suspensions and injuries. You name it, it has been just a wild ride for Josh and these Jackets.
Curtis Haywood out for the year now with that stress reaction in his leg. And we talked about Alvarado with that nasty elbow dislocation.
Marquise Reed bids for his 4th point. Great free throw shooter, 5th in the conference at 85%. 30-28, Tigers, 3:25 first half. On senior day at Littlejohn. Cole looks, and a whistle and contact in the lane. There's a hold.
I think it's going to be a trap. That's going to be well, and this, we touched on it earlier. This is where ball movement, and it's they're not afraid to run him into the low post. Jackson, we talked about his strength as well.
1-1 for Jackson. 63% free throw shooter this season. That gives him 9 today. Consistently scoring here over the last week. He had 17 against the Hokies and then 15 in Charlottesville.
Well, and just with Alvarado going down, by necessity, Josh Pastner's asked him to play a lot more point, a position that he hasn't played a lot of. So it's been a transition for him late in the year.
Mitchell to DeVoe. Gabe will drive it. Wrap around to the corner. Back up top to Mitchell. And that's a hell ball. The arrow to Clemson.
Nice job by Thomas, who did an excellent job rebounding Laley, as we talked about. And they almost could have called that a foul against Lammers coming over the back, but the tie-up and the result is the same.
Reed with the bounce down. Thomas. Banging with Lammers. And a whistle. And that's number 3 on Ben Lammers.
Yeah, that was, that was again the trust factor, and Clemson kept on going at Lammers, and Gay going to come back in right now. But Bob, it's funny. It strikes me. You wonder if coaches would rather have their offense or defense in front of them in the second half. You know, the way it works in college basketball, you have your offense in front of you in the second half, but right now, this Georgia Tech staff barking out the plays that are coming that Clemson is running.
Second shot coming for Elijah Thomas. 59% at the line in conference play. And puts Clemson up by 1. So Lammers will sit the final 2:35. Jackets down 10 early.
And after DeVoe's start, you thought that Clemson was scoring a pace that they're really comfortable with, and this is probably more to Georgia Tech's liking.
Gay looking. And the rebound to Mitchell. In transition. Corner 3 off the rim by Trapp. Jackson. Okogie. Spins and hits. How about that one?
Just can't fault the defense right there. Brad Brownell has a little bit. He's got a smaller lineup in there. Really, basically 4 guards around Thomas, trying to match up.
He looked like a corkscrew hitting that one up. 32-31 Jackets with 1:40 in the half. Reed moves in. Little runner is up and off.
Brian, how about not only is Okogie scoring, but he's drawing Reed defensively, expending a lot of energy on that end of the floor and doing a good job of keeping him in check.
32-31 Georgia Tech. Alston. That's a 3, and the Jackets go up 4. First bucket for Brandon Alston, the junior from Vienna, Virginia. 35-31 Georgia Tech. And these Littlejohn faithful fans are just a little nervous right now.
6 of 8 from 3.
This is a team that is shooting 29% on threes in the conference.
And they have in-conference play, Bob, the fewest made threes of any team. So this output in the first half really unexpected. This is about how many they average for a game.
Okogie being marked step for step by Trapp. Cole pumps it inside. Gay turns and hits.
What a balance between inside and outside.
37-33 Jackets. A well-played half by Georgia Tech. Shot clock is off. We're down to 17 seconds. Ten, 8, 6. Mitchell. Now they go to the corner, and the three-pointer is no good. Rebound to Okogie, and Georgia Tech will head to the locker room up by 4 at halftime. Josh Okogie, 17 for the Jackets. They started 2 of 11. They finished 11 of 16 and lead by 4. Innovative play is brought to you by Progressive Insurance, your first-round draft pick for car insurance.
Well, this is a look at how Gabe DeVoe has gotten open in threes in past games. This against Duke, the work inside, you see everybody collapsing. He gets a nice open look from the corner, and that time. And then the swing of the basketball, you know, he's just kind of lurking. He's one guy you really, just poorly as he had been shooting, you have to identify where he is. Some high-low action, draws the wing player in and leaves him wide open. He got off to that quick start in this game, but has been quiet since.
And overall, the Tigers ended the half missing 9 of their last 10 three-point attempts. They have dropped 3 straight. Georgia Tech has dropped 6 in a row. And Josh Okogie continues to wear out this Clemson Tiger ball club. He had 26 in Atlanta, hitting 7 of 10 and 2 threes. Went to the line 12 times. He's been to the line 3 times today and has scored 17.
Right, and both he and Jackson played that whole first half. And let's see if this is a little bit of a war of attrition for Georgia Tech. They weren't really playing 7 bodies.
Lammers got inside and laid it in on the reverse. Has great position on Thomas.
Yeah, really had him sealed well, and they did a nice job also readjusting the passing angle to get him the ball. That's his first basket of the game.
Biggest lead for the Jackets. Scarra going in, kicking it out. Mitchell will drive it right back in the paint, and it's stolen by Cole. Evan brings it down one-on-one, measures DeVoe and lays it up and off. Rebound Clemson. Stolen by Okogie.
He's getting not only the leading rebounder, but getting the 50-50 balls as well, making all of the hustle plays.
Jackets were down 17-7, and they have played a superb game since. Cole turns and dunks.
You know, yesterday in practice, Josh Pastner said that Evan Cole's, he's got to be the energy guy out there. He just wants him doing everything full out, and already an early timeout by Brad Brownell.
Brad has sensed the shift in momentum. Georgia Tech comes out looking good. Lammers, great move inside. Georgia Tech 41-33, and then after the turnover, Cole gets a dunk, and the Jackets are rolling. Louisville's win at Virginia Tech. Miami rallied and won. So we wanted to update the standings for you, and a lot of moving parts there, Mr. Jaminski.
Yeah, it's it's almost impossible to tell, in that mix. And look at all the way down at 8-7 by Florida State. They're a top 25 team.
Right.
That mix, shows you how crazy it is.
And that annual logjam in the middle seems bigger than normal. 41-33, Georgia Tech. DeVoe. Rebound fought for, out of bounds to the Jackets.
This crowd, they need a three, or they need a dunk, or something to get them re-energized. Credit Georgia Tech for putting them back on their seats.
And Clemson trying to extend the pressure just a bit.
Yep.
Upset the Jacket rhythm. Cole in the corner. Okogie. Oh, man. 20 points for Josh Okogie.
Yeah, and he's in that mode, too, of just catching and releasing.
Goal 10. Give the basket to Shelton Mitchell. 44-35.
Here's the good burst inside. Everybody drawing up top to help getting there a little too late.
14-4 run that spans the two halves. Lammers. And to think Georgia Tech's leading by 9, and Lammers has scored only 2 points. Yep. And a pickoff on a bad pass. Jackson runs it down with the alley-oop to Okogie, and he lays it in.
Third turnover already in the first 2.5 minutes of this half.
And Clemson had how many in the first half? 3? And they've doubled it here in the first 3 minutes of the second half. 46-35. Mitchell. And you just feel the tightness in this Tiger team.
And you know what's happening, Bob? It looks like for Clemson, each guy is trying to do it on his own, rather than moving through the offense and letting things come to whoever's open.
Right. Okogie.
How many number 5s are there out there? Are there like 2 or 3?
Be more than 1.
Yeah.
Blocked by Lammers. Big Ben, 3rd in the ACC in blocks per game. Offensive foul on Okogie. That's the second foul on Josh.
Well, Scar's their most versatile defender, and I think he just he guessed right and took it on the chest, moved his feet. You can't argue with the call.
46-35. Clemson has had 1 field goal in the last 8 minutes and 15 seconds of playing time.
And they've got it's a good defensive matchup at Cole. We talk about the energy player, and he's been on DeVoe, and that's a big cover to shoot over.
Four minutes have elapsed in the second half. Lammers on a pick and roll. Tigers take it away, and they come 3-on-1. Mitchell, and 1.
Yeah, that's exactly the type of play I was talking about. The terrific defense on the other end by Elijah Thomas.
A break at Littlejohn. Tigers trying to mount a comeback at home. The ACC Network, an exclusive production of Raycom Sports. Let's bring you up to date on the scores if you're just joining us around the ACC. Brought to you by Flonase. The finals, Louisville winning in Blacksburg. Huge win at Castle Coliseum, 75-68. Miami rallies late and beats BC 79-78. And the Deacons up on Notre Dame 52-49 second half. Virginia Pitt just underway. Later today, Syracuse at Duke and Florida State at NC State tomorrow. But this is a game that's having eyebrows raised around the conference as Georgia Tech has come in here and they lead at 46-37 with 15:49.
It's been the offense too. I mean, defensively they've done a nice job, but 7 of 9 from 3, shooting just about 50% from the floor.
Three-point play for Shelton Mitchell around the timeout. 46-38.
Even off those made plays that Clemson now still extending defensively.
Cole, stop and pop, hits a three. Evan Cole with 8.
That's a great find that time. They really loaded up that side of the floor, and Cole was all by himself.
Thomas with a wild shot, taken down by the Jackets. 49-38.
Even if Lammers doesn't score, I mean, those are the things that he does out there, and he's making life awfully tough for Elijah Thomas in the second half.
Loose ball picked up by the Tigers. Scarra's got it, takes it down and lays it in. Scarra now with his first field goal, 49-40, and for one of the rare times since it was 17-7, this crowd's becoming a factor.
Well, and Scarra's he's guarded just about everybody, but he's got Okogie right now and probably will have him for the rest of the game.
Layup missed by Wright.
Looks like Thomas got a piece of it.
Mitchell plays to the wing. Here is Marquise Reed giving to Thomas for the jam.
This may be one more basket than Josh Pastner may be thinking about a timeout. Try to get this crowd quieted down.
9-3 Tiger run. Lammers at the high post. They give the ball to Okogie. Back to Lammers, and again he just screwed Thomas right into the ground with a beautiful move.
It was half and half. Thomas had made an ill-advised decision, try to come up with another steal. If he had stayed behind Lammers, it would have been much tougher.
14-minute mark, 51-42. Reed, good. Now you see the Tigers with a little bit of offensive rhythm. (51-44) Jackets. Shot clock at 10. Okogie to Lammers. Boy, he is just killing Thomas.
Yeah, the thing is, that time they started him out low and then brought him up. Nothing developed, and then just a simple pick and roll, no help behind.
53-44, Georgia Tech. Mitchell. Losing his footing, and Okogie jumps in. And I think they're going to call a foul. It's going to be on Okogie.
Yeah, and here's the look inside. The good seal. Really he didn't score in the first half. He's got 3 field goals in the second half.
Josh Pastner cheering on his ball club, but he was very upset at that last whistle on Okogie. That's 3 on Josh. 9-point lead for the Jackets.
So you got 3 on Okogie, 3 on Lammers.
And we've still got 13 minutes left. DeVoe drives. 15 for Gay.
They wanted to get a switch on that play, but I think the more important thing is to drive him off the 3-point line.
Okogie. He is a marked man right now. Outside, Cole fakes, gives to Jackson. Shot clock in single digits. Lammers again inside. And the whistle is a foul on Clemson. And this is going to be on Donnell.
Right, and you can tell, Lammer's hands on his hips right now, just leaving everything. He's hit this under 12-minute timeout. Can't come fast enough for him.
Entry to Jackson. Okogie comes to get it. Outside right, end of the clock, rimming no. DeVoe the other way. Sims, now to Reed. Plenty of clock here for Clemson. They've hit their last 4. DeVoe trying to make it 5 straight and gets fouled, and that's 4 on Okogie.
And Josh Pastner is going to sub in for him.
A timeout with 11:44 to go, and the plot thickens at Littlejohn. Free and covers all 15 teams and every ACC sport right now. Users have a chance to win Outback for a year. Look for a banner in the app for your chance to enter to win. More details available at the ACC.com/mobile app. Bob Rathman, Mike Jaminski back with you at Clemson, and this is the developing story of this second half. Josh Okogie, yes, 22 points. He's been fantastic, but just seconds ago picked up his 4th foul of the game.
And that doesn't tell all the story, Bob. He's got 8 rebounds, 5 of them offensive, 6 assists, only 2 turnovers, 2 steals. So the question now for, the dilemma that Josh Pastner has is how long do I go with him out of the game? And then 2, if I bring him back in, who do I match him up with to minimize his chance of getting a foul, or do you play more zone in that situation?
And where does the time left factor into that? This is a long way to go.
Yeah, but I think it all depends on how Georgia Tech handles this lead. And if Clemson makes an extended run, it's going to force his hand.
6-point lead for the visitors. Jackson to right. Moves in, shots blocked, but a foul. And this one will be charged to Amir Sims. The freshman picks up his 1st foul of the game, and it's a shooting foul. As Moses Wright will go to the line. Had a dunk in the first half, his only field goal. At the foul line, 13 for 26 overall, 3 of 8 in the ACC, and hits this one.
We've seen so many different variations out on the floor, and now both teams have got pretty big front lines out there, and some smaller players in the backcourt. You got DeVoe and Reed out there.
2 free throws, Mike, from an unexpected source. 55-47. Reed, DeVoe, 3, no.
Nice
rebound, Clemson.
Yeah, nice interchange that time to get the look, and Clemson may want to try to think about running a pick and roll up top. Just try to free up DeVoe a little bit.
2nd foul on Moses Wright. The freshman, he and Cole pressed into the starting lineup.
Well, then both of those guys have seen their minutes pick up over the last 3 or 4 games.
An 8-point lead for the Jackets. Under 11. Reed stripped, stolen. Jackson, and a fly swat block by Sims.
Yeah, so I think, again, Jackson going to his right hand, that he may, just had a little too much momentum, but good run behind that time by Amir Sims to make the play.
Scara goes out in favor of Shelton Mitchell. Jagged ball underneath. And Doddridge Jackson to play it in. Looking for a cutter. Now plays it up top to right. Lammers moving up high. You think Ben's going to be one of the options they'll look at with Okogie out of the lineup right now. Right. Man goes down. Right puts it up and in. Count the basket and the foul line, Clemson. How about young Moses Wright? Making just his second ACC start today.
Yeah, last 4, Bob, 6.6 rebounds a game, giving you a little bit more. Next man up in that situation, and Wright coming down, knocking those. He's knocked those free throws down early, and a chance for a 3-point play.
Okogie loving it on that Tech bench, and a 3-point play. He's hit all 3 of his free throws.
You know, again, what this does is all this does is extend the time Okogie can spend on the bench.
Gabe DeVoe slithers in and scores. He's up to 18. Clemson trailing by 9. 10-10 to play. Georgia Tech has won only 1 road game all season. That was at Pitt. They are 1-10 away from McCamish. They've got a chance to win on the road against a ranked team. Clemson number 15, Jackson. Right! And the rebound to Sims.
That's about the only thing that he's done wrong in the last 3 minutes.
DeVoe, a bomb from the corner, from the wing rather, and a foul. He'll shoot 3. And Jackson commits his 3rd foul. 3 huge free throws coming for Gabe DeVoe.
Yeah, and for a senior, you know, you should know better than that, just to go up and contest that shot. Now you get a chance for DeVoe to go to the free throw line, get some rhythm, back into his jump shot. He's been the driver for most of this half. Most of those 13 in the first half came in the first 10 minutes.
Well, he started white hot, hitting 3 threes right away, and now he's missed a second free throw here in the second half. He's still got 2 free throws to come. More action Thursday at 8. You'll see either NC State at Georgia Tech or Virginia at Louisville. Check ACCnetwork.tv for the station in your area. 58-50. One more throw as DeVoe looks for 20, which would be his 5th 20-point game of the campaign. Thomas back in.
Well, it's amazing the culture that Tony Bennett has built up in Charlottesville. Could clinch their 3rd regular season title in the last 5 years, Bob.
Amazing. And that defense with a changing cast over the years, consistently the nation's best. Alston to Lammers. Out of bounds to the Tigers. Josh Pastor spreads to the end of the bench and challenging the call by Les Jones.
I thought when I looked at it that it was it was Lammers that hit it last. I thought it was Thomas that he hit it initially, but it was the correct call.
58-51. DeVoe lost it, saved it, but Georgia Tech takes it away as Wright comes down with it. 9 minutes to play.
Okay, Evan Cole has done a very good job defensively on him.
Cole. Shot clock at 6. And a foul, the reach in on Sims. Second foul on Sims.
No, they're going to call it. I think they're going to call a travel on that.
You are correct, sir. Everybody was standing around thinking it was going to be a foul, but no.
Thanks, Mr. McMahon.
Mr. Jaminski all over it. The ACC tournament, 2018 New York Life tournament, coming up in Brooklyn. Regular season ends next Saturday, and Tuesday a week gets on to the tournament. We've got a foul coming on the Tigers, an illegal screen on Thomas.
Tigers' fourth team foul.
8:25 left. Georgia Tech's lead is 7.
And they have done an excellent job to this point weathering the storm without Josh Okogie.
And it was really the offense that Moses Wright gave them. Yep. Jackson will fire. Sims claims it. Home team pushing. Mitchell inside Thomas and one.
And this is, again, this is something that Thomas can do the rest of the game. He just outran Lammers, who is laboring to get up the floor.
Moses Wright with his third foul and a free throw to come. Timeout at Littlejohn. Coming down the stretch of what has been a very interesting game. We'll be back after a word from your local ACC station. Look at our Toyota game summary. For summaries of other ACC games, go to theacc.com. Josh Okogie, 22 points, picked up his fourth foul at the 11:44 mark, but Georgia Tech has been able to weather that storm. Gabe DeVoe has 20 for the Clemson Tigers. And the big story, I think, in addition to Okogie, the overall three-point shooting for Georgia Tech.
Yeah, 8 of 12, way above their normal level, double the numbers of threes that they would normally make, but only 2 in the second half, Bob. So Clemson's been able to calm that down a little bit. And you would think that as fatigue sets into the game goes on, that those shots are going to be a little bit tougher to make.
Gabe DeVoe, just one of his last 14 threes over his last 2 games, but not today. 20 points to lead the Tigers. Now at the line, Elijah Thomas. And he misses the free throw, trying to complete a 3-point play. 5-point spread with just under 8 left in the second half. Lammers at the high post. Thomas right there on him. Jackson. And the rebound controlled by Elijah Thomas. On the block. Banging. Kicking. Reed baseline. Foul. 2 free throws to come on the Brandon Alston foul.
Yeah, that was a good find out of the post and a cross-court pass for Elijah Thomas. And it looks like it's getting to be close to Josh time. Try to get him stretched out. Maybe might be cramping a little bit. But 4, possibly a 3-point lead. It might be getting close to him coming back into the ball game.
Marquise Reed has scored 8, looking for 9. He has 5 assists to go with those points.
And Josh Pastor he's pointing to the guy stretching him out, saying, "All right, he's loose. Let's go."
Stretching faster. Okogie to the table. And Jackson, count the bat. No, they say on the floor, yeah. No basket.
Yeah, good call that time. Contact before he went into his shooting motion.
And Okogie on the whistle comes in for Alston. That is the 5th team foul on Clemson. A little mop-up duty in front of the Georgia Tech bench. First foul on Shelton Mitchell. 7:06 left. The Tech lead stands at 3. Jackets play through Lammers. Okogie. Can he get it going late?
And he is grimacing as he came off that screen.
He did, yes. Good observation. Right. That's going to be a blocking foul on Clemson. This is on DeVoe, his second. And I think your first intuition, Mike Jaminski, was correct about Okogie. He may be suffering a little cramping issue.
Yeah, and here's the look. And, nothing hard about it. He's been sitting there. He was in rhythm and a flow. And then to come in and expect him to, to make something happen on that very first play. Got to get that sweat going again. But this is the way you can do that is do it on the defensive end of the floor and then come down and try to make a play.
That's the first Georgia Tech point in 3:39. Jackets by 4.
And they've got a Kobe on DeVoe.
Thomas, offensive foul. Number 3 on Elijah.
Well, the problem, right, when you lower your shoulder, that's almost an automatic call. And, if he had kept a little more erect, he might not have. But, Lammer's too savvy a defensive player to, not react a little bit to that.
Broke it up. Foul. I believe this is...
I'm going to call it on Jackson.
Yes, we're going the other way. That's number 4 on Todrick Jackson.
Well, he was flashing across the screen. It looked like he was grabbing for the ball. The push must have come sooner. I didn't see the push.
59-55. So Jackson with 4. Okogie with 4. Lammers with 3 fouls. 6:15 left. Mitchell, nice crossover, and it's going to be Donald unable to finish.
He should have gone up on that side of the board. He tried to get a little tricky and go underneath Lammers, but he was wide open at the rim.
And a grab of the jersey for a foul here. There's that last play.
Watch this play, Bob. Just right here, go right up, and he just went right into Lammers.
So Big Ben headed to the line for the first time in today's game. Thomas will come back. And Donald will go out. Ben, a 73% free throw shooter, 63% in the ACC, leaves it short. And the rebound claimed by the Jackets.
Those are killers, missing the front end of a 1-and-1 and letting the other team get the rebound, get the ball back.
Jackson. Lammers. What a tip! Ben Lammers. 61-55.
You look at him and you don't know how he's staying upright, but he's making play after play.
Mitchell with another fantastic move. Gets to the rim.
Well, you can see with his absence, Bob, everybody was able to lock in on Okogie, but what a terrific finish.
Shelton Mitchell shooting 1.
And this is just an effort play on Lammer's part. He's got great hands. Nice soft tip in.
Shelton Mitchell bids for his 10th point in his comeback game, out with concussion protocol.
And that was scary. I was there for that game, Bob. And, it's the way he was carried off the court. You're glad that everything is checked out okay and he's back performing.
Then news that he had to spend the night in Tallahassee. That was scary. Okogie. Mitchell into the paint. Gets it to Thomas. Tech wraps him up. And a foul is called. Boy, it looked like they had him for a jump ball, but instead, the foul will be charged to Moses Wright.
Here's the look, and it really has been Shelton. That's a 50-50 call. I think the fact that he was behind him and had that one arm just wrapped around him.
Double bonus now. 10 team fouls on the Jackets, but Thomas missing for a second time in the second half at the line.
And for the Tigers, Amir Sims.
Georgia Tech will still have be in a 1-on-1 situation for one more personal foul before they get into the double bonus.
His 10th point. The Georgia Tech lead is 2. Brad Barnell up leading the cheers in front of the Clemson bench, trying to get this crowd to stay fired up.
All right, Scar just got popped in the nose by Okogie, and it was a basketball play. But he's having trouble seeing right now.
Jackson feeding it back to Evan Cole. Near steal. Jackson with 6 on the clock. Gets in the paint. Shoots it short. Rebound DeVoe. Gabe leads it ahead. Clemson can tie with a 2. Lead with a 3. Long bomb by Mitchell.
I don't know about that shot from Mitchell. I mean, I thought it was a good job by DeVoe to pull it back. But they got to get Okogie. Tiger Jackson's been trying to score, but not successful in the lane.
Okogie up top. Choked off by Gabe DeVoe. Bounce down to Lammers. Shot clock at 8. Jackson from the corner drives it. Kicks it up top. It's right for 3. And again, the Tigers come down with a chance to tie, take the lead with a 3.
Well, they've had a lot of success getting Mitchell into the lane.
And there he goes one more time, fouled on the drive. The foul is on Wright, and I believe he's done. That's 5. A timeout with 3:40 and a pulsating ACC finish.
Raising standards without raising prices. How refreshing. By New York Life. With the right guidance, everyone can be good at life. By Coyote Tractor. And by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
Coming down the stretch here at Littlejohn. Let's take a look at our Jimmy John's freaky fast player, freaky fast Shelton Mitchell.
Yeah, and you can see, Bob, what they missed when he was out of the lineup, the ability to get into the paint area. Since Dante Grantham went down, he was the third leading scorer with 10, and there's the foul trouble, the war of attrition I was talking about with Georgia Tech. And Moses Wright actually just fouled out of the game, so he's got 5.
Shelton Mitchell shooting 2.
Now Shelton Mitchell will shoot. And that pulls the Tigers within 1. Clemson has not led since it was 31-30.
And I know it hasn't been a long period of time, but Josh Okogie has not been the same player since he's come back in this game.
A dozen from Mitchell. 14-3 Clemson run to tie the game. Georgia Tech has not won on the road against a ranked team since January of 2015 when they won down at Miami when the Canes were ranked 23rd. They had a big lead today, and they're trying to hold on here and win one at Littlejohn. But the Tigers are coming back. Lammers with 8, 7. Ben trying to find somebody. Jackson. Shot clock at 1. Violation.
Terrific defensive stand that time by Clemson, and again, not a lot of ball movement for Georgia Tech.
Shelton Mitchell. Here comes Reed. And the Tigers go in front.
Huge psychological hurdle. You fight and you fight and you fight to get back just the tie, to actually get the lead. Now this is a time a big answer is needed for the Yellow Jackets.
And this man trying to lead them, Josh Okogie. Lammers needs help. He's used his dribble. Again, the shot clock becoming a factor at 7. Jackson penetrating. And drops it off the rim, no good. DeVoe, racehorse to the other end. Georgia Tech has missed 9 of its last 10 shots.
Tiger Jackson now 3 of 13 in the game.
Reed moves in. And a foul on Ben Lammers, number 4.
And he is in Reed is holding his right hand too. He is in some pain. There's the look, the last jump shot that gave them the lead for the first time. But I don't know if he banged that or bent it going against Lammers.
And Reed bending at the waist. With 2:07 to play, he's the man going to the line.
And the referee's going to give him some latitude.
He went and challenged Lammers, drew the foul.
I mean, I don't know if he's going to be able to. He's not going to be able to shoot the free throw. It doesn't look like.
And now Marquise Reed says, no, I can shoot these. And Brad Brownell says, wait a minute. But I think Mike Stewart's already made the decision.
Well, initially, Bob, when the referees approached him and Marquise Reed shook his head and walked away from the free throw line. And I think that's when the decision was made. And so now Josh Pastner, because of that, gets to pick the player in the game that's going to do it. And Thomas is going to go to the free throw line.
In for the Tigers.
He is 2 of 5 at the stripe.
The only time the other coach gets to pick is on an intentional foul.
So 2 free throws for Elijah. And a 2-point Clemson lead at 2:07.
You know, for a guy like Reed, that hand had to really been sore to walk away from those free throws.
The right choice so far. Reed, of course, out. Thomas, 2 of 6 now at the line, 10 points, 2-point Clemson lead. Clemson by 3.
Right, and then now they're just Brad Brownell going down asking Reed if he's okay, and they're going to get him back into the game. And it's a very fortunate timeout because they can get him, back on the floor.
Georgia Tech stops the clock here at 2:02. Here's our First Citizens Bank Forever First moment.
Now we're new.
And we go back in the archives here for Clemson's first and only ACC regular season title. The year was 1990. The Tigers won 10. They played 14 conference games back then. Didn't lose a home game. Cliff Ellis was the ACC Coach of the Year, and the great bigs, Eldon Campbell and Dale Davis. And you see the banners represented a 1990 club that made it to the Sweet 16. That was one of the halcyon years in Clemson basketball.
I was here Senior Day 2005, and Sherrod Ford had a dunk on Senior Day at the buzzer to win against Virginia Tech. Another great moment.
And these seniors will remember this one if they can pull it out. It was not their day for much of the afternoon, but a strong second half. Georgia Tech still has 2 minutes to make its mark. Okogie goes down, and a foul on the Jackets. And this is going to be on Alston. It looked like Okogie just slipped trying to turn the corner.
Yeah, there's been some condensation on that side of the floor. He lost control of the ball first and then went down.
And this will put Shelton Mitchell at the foul line. 1:53 to play. Mitchell huge in the second half. Quick look at the stats, and that 3-ball, Georgia Tech had 6 in the first half, only 2 in the second.
That number the free throw number was static in the first half, but Clemson has been living at the line second 20 minutes.
Jackson. Five-point Clemson lead, and the ball, 138.
There's got to be something wrong with Okogie. He just, he's not moving real well. Jackson senses that and trying to take too much on his shoulders.
Reed. And this ball is kicked.
I'll tell you what, I might, if I'm defending Reed right now, I may give him a little space. I mean, I know it's a tight game, 5-point game, but with that hand, you want him shooting jump shots instead of getting to the rim.
And Clemson is going to take a timeout. It'll be a 30-second timeout at 1:24 to play as Clemson leads it by 5. Coming up next on Thursday, 8 Eastern, some will see NC State in Atlanta to take on these Jackets, while others will get the #1 team of the nation, Virginia, in River City, taking on the Redbirds. The ACC Network game schedule, visit ACCNetwork.tv. And remember that select ACC Network games are streamed live for free on the official ACC mobile app. One more look at our conference standings, and Clemson trying so desperately to get into that top 4, receive the double bye.
And we talked about coaches. How about what Kevin Keatts has done at NC State? Doesn't think anybody saw that coming. But Markel Johnson coming back after that suspension he's been unstoppable.
Clemson patiently working some clock here. We're down to 1:15 to play, and the shot clock at 11. Reed will shoot it and leave it short, but Clemson gets the offensive rebound back out to Mitchell, and they spread the floor.
And those are the type of plays that David Scarra makes. Tough defensive assignments, the hustle plays, giving you 30 more seconds.
Shot clock at 6. DeVoe.
Well, he got switched. Now, they had Cole on him, but Cole was giving him plenty of room. It's what seniors do on senior day.
Okogie rejected. Lammers misses. Saved by Jackson. 30 seconds to play. Alston for 3. Lammers puts it in. Ben Lammers keeping hope alive for Georgia Tech.
Well, you look at the important thing, Evan Cole hands down, and that's what gives him a sight line. You got to have a hand high in that situation.
Ben Lammers can neutralize that if he can hit this free throw. Gay comes in.
Still a 2-possession game, even with the make.
Let's check and see that last foul. It was Thomas, and that's his 4th. So Lammers will shoot. Okogie's has come out of the game. So Lammers gets the 3-point play, and Rice is going to come into the game for the first time today.
They're going to go small, get Lammers out, try to pressure up the floor. If Clemson can get past that first line of defense, there's nobody back.
5-point game with 29.2. Thomas is all alone at the other end for Clemson if they can see him. Georgia Tech will foul. Okogie and Lammers come back in. Take a look at our performance of the game, brought to you by your local Chevy dealers.
Boy, you knew how badly he wanted to finish, especially the 2 prior games. You noted there is another home game, but still on senior day.
Marquise Reed to the line. So he didn't make it back to the stripe, but he puts it in.
Now you got, shooting a free throw is a little different than shooting a jump shot. You got a little chance to set the ball in your hand. And
a 6-point lead, and Reed trying to make it 7. 27.7 left.
Defend without fouling, and still, even at this point, try to get the ball out of Okogie's hands.
Cole. Lammers kicks it. Jackson. That's a 3. Timeout, Georgia Tech. The first second-half field goal for Todrick Jackson. It's his third 3 of the game, 4-point spread.
And all of his misses, ironically, have come in the lane, but here he goes and knocks down the 3.
And that will be the final timeout for Georgia Tech.
Clemson with 1 left.
16.9 remaining. The ACC champion is crowned at the tournament. The last 6. Number 1 looks pretty solid. Miami, Virginia, North Carolina. But last year, those Dukies were a 5th seed.
What do those teams have in common, Bob? Other than, that Duke team, all of them older teams, all of them with senior leadership, guys who have been there for a long time. And it's amazing how that comes into play in tournament competition.
And it's going to be hard to go against those Cavaliers. We saw the halftime score at Pittsburgh today. They held the Panthers to 7 first-half points. $16.9 left in this one. 71-67 Clemson.
I can't remember the last time I saw a team make Virginia play the way they wanted to play. Virginia always makes you play to their style. They don't make mistakes. They don't turn the ball over. They defend and they rebound.
Jacket set up the press. Entry to DeVoe, and he'll head to the line with 15.6.
Here's the thing too, again, it's a small thing, but the inbounder on that play you got to have a lot of trust in, and Scar was the guy who did it. He didn't panic, had that 5-second count going in his head, and was able to get the ball inbounds.
2 free throws for Gabe DeVoe.
There was like a little mini timeout that time by Brad Brownell, who actually had the board out while DeVoe was shooting that first free throw for the other 4 guys.
The Tigers' next victory will be their 10th in ACC play. And they are 15 seconds away from that noteworthy accomplishment. Jackson. Tigers, Thomas on the rebound and a foul.
Well, it was that things were not looking good for Clemson, but it was that time when Okogie went out of the game that they made their run to get back in. He wasn't the same player since, and the Tigers have finished strongly.
Dante Grantham wearing the uni today on his senior day. Cole picked up the last foul, his 4th, sending Thomas to the free throw line, or 5 fouls, I should say, on Cole. And Thomas puts it in as the Tigers about to wrap this one up. Okogie got his 4th foul at 11:44. Georgia Tech led 53-46.
And I don't think he's scored since.
He has not.
The timeout, obviously, and then the time back in.
8-point game. Okogie from the wing. And that is going to do it. Clemson breaks the losing streak. And they knock off Georgia Tech. 10 ACC wins. They've done it 6 times in the history of basketball in the ACC at Clemson. And Brad Brownell has been the coach of 3 of those 6 teams. You have been watching coverage of Atlantic Coast Conference basketball on the ACC Network. An exclusive production of Raycom Sports. So long from Clemson, South Carolina.